Hey, good morning, good afternoon. Let's talk today a little bit about creating an audience in your ad set. So, once you have decided what kind of campaign you're going to create, one of the next steps is creating your audience. Now, this here is the audience level within the ad set level. If you have not yet looked at the campaign cheat sheet for how the campaign ad set and ad level videos work, or the worksheet, please go ahead and do that so this makes a little bit more sense. But here on your roadmap, we are at audience level right now. So the first thing here that you're going to want to do is go ahead and give your ad set a name. This ad set level with your audience, you want to name it something that you know who that audience is going to be so that you can remember what it is later, or if you're doing multiple ad sets, you can easily tell which is which without having to check the targeting every single time. So let's say, for example, you would like to target people in California. And it's going to be women ages 25 to 45 for a product that you're selling, perhaps. So that's one way to remember what the ad set is. Another way is if you're selling a specific product, and this ad set is going to be a promotion for that. So let's say new shop promo. If you're doing a shop promotion compared to two different services, if you have two different products, it's another great way to name it. The other way that you can name it is based on any other factors. So you can say the demographics, who you're targeting, what type of ad set it is, or what specifically you are selling. So I'm going to go ahead and just choose some demographic information for this. Sometimes Facebook Ads Manager will go ahead and autofill some of the settings for you. If you don't know where to start, you can see. For example, this one has some small business owner keywords, Instagram keywords, entrepreneurship. This could give you a good place to start with, but for today, I'm going to go ahead and just reset that so that it starts from the beginning. Let's go ahead and add that information in. I'm doing a page-like ad here as an example, so I have to select which page I am advertising for. Go ahead and select for mine. And then creating a new audience with the location here. You'll select either people who live in this location, everyone in this location, people recently in this location, or traveling in this location. So let's say I'm interested in people who have recently traveled to California. So then I'm going to come in here and type in California. And so this will target people who are currently traveling in California. The next selection is age range. You can start very broad and go generic. So I could add that to my name here. This is the third step. Or I could be making it more specific if I've already done this before and I know what I'm looking for. In this case, I've already specified that it's between 25 and 45. So I'm going to go ahead and select that here. You don't want to make it too far. 18 to 65 plus is everybody, and that creates a huge audience for you. I'm going to go over here to 45. And then gender, you could select it here if you know you particularly have women buyers or male buyers, or if you do not have a particular usual audience for this ad set. I'm going to go ahead and select women, though, for this particular ad set. And one way to keep track of if your age range is too broad or your location is too broad is looking over here at your potential reach. And there's this little audience size sort of thermometer here that'll tell you if you're getting too broad, too specific, or where you're at. Now this is showing that I have a very broad ad set here, potentially reaching 100,000 people. based on the budget that's set, which is $25 daily. I'm going to go ahead and switch that to lifetime because I think that is one of the most important things you can do in Facebook ads. Go ahead and switch that up for tomorrow. So this would be reaching 100,000 people, estimated daily reach 43 to 210. So this little thermometer will help you figure out if your ad is very broad or if it's too specific. You want it somewhere in this green zone, preferably towards the middle. So the next step here, once you've selected age and gender and language, which this ad set is going to be in English, so I'm going to make sure to select English here, is to then go through and include your detailed targeting, your keywords. So these keywords here are divided into 3 types: demographics, interests, and behaviors. So demographics is going to be such as parents or job titles. Interests are going to be things that people have been searching, pages that they like. Behaviors exhibit behaviors, online shopping, people who've been researching certain cars, those sorts of things. If there's a large enough audience, Facebook will likely have that keyword here. So these just auto-filled a few based on what type of page I have. I'm going to go ahead and kick that one out here. But I think behaviors of people who are small business owners is a great one for my audience. If you're ever curious as to what a keyword means, if you scroll over it, you see this pop up here. This is how many people are in the audience, what type of a keyword it is, and the description of it. So people who list themselves as small business owners or own a small business page on Facebook. The other thing you can do is just search in here. So Facebook page admins, for example. There's another behavior to select. If you're looking for people who are traveling, if you have a travel program, you can research that and see what's here. Oh, there's travel as an interest. An employer could be traveling. Somebody has a job title of traveling. Somebody's studying it. This, the type of keyword it is listed over here with the audience size and more information here. So for example, if you are trying to sell traveling, you probably don't want somebody who's employed by a traveling company because that might be your competitor, but you might want to study it to someone who's interested in traveling. If you're not really sure where to start, you can just start searching keywords that relate to your product or industry here. And the results will show what's available. If you're completely unsure where to start, go to Browse, and you have demographics here. So within the demographics, you might find education, okay, maybe somebody who's currently in college. If you have something that's perhaps a product that is made for college students. Life events. This is great for people who have anniversaries coming up to show them that, hey, you have an anniversary coming up. Here's a product you might want. So there's keywords there. There's all sorts of stuff you can explore here. Interests would be something that people have been searching. Maybe they have been going to a lot of dance halls and they might want to be interested in taking dance classes. So this is a great place to search through those keywords. You can start with as little as 3 or just a couple here for getting started to learn about your audience, but you really want to start putting in about 5 to 20 here. And one way to tell is if you keep doing the same similar types of keywords and this number over here doesn't change too much, then then you've pretty much found all the keywords that you need. If you enter in another keyword and all of a sudden it skyrockets up, you might realize that is a very large audience. If you only have a few and it's over here in the too specific range, then that's another consideration to keep track of. So it's pretty much dependent on your industry as to how much targeting keywords you want to include, and especially what type of product you're promoting in that ad set. But this guide here will really help you figure out what sort of audience to create. If you're still having trouble with being too broad, or if you want to specifically focus on a certain interests that people have, the next step you can take from this section, this targeting box, is to add another one. Narrowing audience will make it more specific. So this means that the person viewing your ad will have to exhibit one of these behaviors or have one of these interests, fit one of these demographics, and also have one here. So this is a good one, if you have graduation or something coming up and you want to target parents, or you have a specific program that's for parents who are also business owners. That's a way you can do this. Just keep in mind that this might make it incredibly specific because you're really narrowing down the audience that you're going for there. The next step that you can do here is to exclude people. So this could be excluding somebody who might be doing the exact same thing that you're doing. You don't necessarily want to show your ads to your competition. So that's one element you can do here. Once you've gone through all that, if you like this audience or if you're wanting to save it, you have this option here to save this audience. In the future, when you're creating an ad set, what that means is when you go to use to save audience, you'll be able to select one that you've done before. So hopefully you learned something today. Thank you so much for being here, and happy advertising.